set kind of time frame within those areas for you to, complete those tasks. So that's what that will do for you. Obviously the timer here will keep changing accordingly to the days that go by as well. So another thing to note is that you do have a skip option. So if you do need to skip a stage of the workflow, you can click on skip, and it will ask you whether you really do want to skip that workflow stage or not. So again, you need to be careful with saying yes or no. And if I said yes, it will then update the workflow accordingly, and you can put any comments in that area as well as to why, I guess, you've skipped that section. You can create a task for that particular workflow stage by clicking on your task. That will just take out all of the information in terms of what you're needing to do for that stage in here. And what you then can do is obviously change and obviously track your tasks accordingly. So I'm just going to say yes. And what you can also do, for example, if a loan's not going ahead, it's not proceeding or whatever it may be, you can actually stop the workflow. So it means you'll stop all of the future steps or stages, and what that will also mean is that you won't get those trigger points coming up in terms of any updates that you do from there on in. Or if you have clicked on that in error, what you can do is obviously restart that now. So we've given you that option to take a bit more ownership of it. So in your tools section, you will have here a few options. You can change the lender. There's some other options in terms of replacing the jar file. If you've lodged something and had to resubmit with another lender, you can replace that file in the loan scenario section. But you can also start your timer as well. So again, depending on if you want to pick something up to continue on for whatever reason, you're able to do that as well. So again, what you can do here is have a lot of kind of scope to I guess track your workflow a little bit easier, and with the traffic light system it will indicate where you are at with your loans. So again, I'm just going to show you if I entered one of these key dates in. I'm just going to update that. And it's already given me a flag now, so it's turned to red in terms of the traffic light system, and it said the expected pre-approval date cannot be met based on the estimated workflow duration. So again, this is just a trigger. It won't stop you from doing any of the various stages that you need to complete. It won't stop you doing any kind of functionality. It's just a flag, so it keeps you on track as to where you are. One other thing that you can do is view your applicant details from the one place. So for example, Pamela Anderson here, if you drop down on her twisty there, it gives you all of her contact information rather than making you have to find the client record again and leaving the tab that you're currently working within. So it's just being able to give you that instant information if you need it. So that's another thing we've added in there as well. So again, the clog will always give you the options for printing documents or submitting and things like that. So your submit button for your iLodge is in this section as a action. And again, you can make your own selections at any key time for that stage. And obviously, as I've already said, you've got the skip, task and stop button available to you. So I'm just going to show you what will happen if I was to save and close that down. I'm just going to return to the home page. So in your tasks that I showed you last week in your to-do section, what you'll see is whenever there's an entry for the workflow, it will give you your traffic light icon within your calendar as well, so you can actually see and obviously change the settings as to how you want that to be viewed, but it will give you an indication of all of your goes, all of your stored processes for the workflows of the loans that you're currently tracking, and it will allow you to double click on those areas. Let me just maybe put it for 2 weeks here. 2 work weeks will be better. And what you can do is obviously have a look at your calendar, double click on any of the areas. It will take you back to the workflow stage that you're currently on from that to-do section in your calendar. So this was a green light in terms of the traffic light system that we've given and introduced, and it will take you straight through so that you can then update, make any changes or update the workflow status or whatever you need to do. So this is now changed to amber, and it just means that you're able to then work and update anything you need to, which is obviously necessary. But all of those traffic lights icons will be available in the to-do section, and obviously if you go to your client, what you can do as well, if I find Pamela Anderson again, is go to your log and your links to show you all of the things that you've been doing. So all of your loan scenario details will be in there accordingly, and under your log what you'll now see is obviously you've got your task activities and your emails, but what also you do have is it will show you any changes made to the actual statuses. So all of your changes that you do will be logged. Your workflow will also be listed, and that will be available in the log within the loan scenario as well. But it will also show you the stages that they're currently completed, so you can see any of the previous steps that you've done. So again, it's a really good tracking system, and again, it's all by drop down, so you can minimize anything you don't want, and it shows you all of your stages that have been completed, stages that have been skipped, and any actions arising out of those various steps of the workflow. So again, it does give you a complete history of all the activities that you've undertaken, and even if you have skipped something, it will be registered in the activity area as an action that you've still done within the workflow. So I'm just going to go into my link again. This one, sorry. And as I said before, under the log, if I just put that into edit mode, it will give you a good track of everything that you've been doing as well. So you can view it by date, and again, that will give you the date order of any of the changes. And you always have your options to create any of the appointments or anything that you're working on from that screen as well. So there's a lot there that we have changed, but the traffic light system should make things easier for you to know where things are at from a quick a viewing of your to-dos. Going into your client record, again, you'll see what stages have been completed, where things are at currently with the loan. And if you do go through the loan scenario, then obviously you do have the option to check all the current stages and look at the next stages that are due, and again, holding that down to see what needs to be done within those areas. So there's a lot of changes there, but I think that you'll be very happy with the fact that it gives you a bit more information quickly about the workflow, and it will give you a bit more peace as to where things are at without having to look at each step of the workflow as it was before. So I think you'll enjoy the changes, and we're very happy and pleased with the results that we've got with the changes as well. So just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to double check that I haven't forgotten to show you anything today, just so that you've got the most out of today's webinar around the workflow. So I'm just going to have a quick look at my sheet. Bear with me a very quick second. Thank you. Okay. So I think that's pretty much everything. Just to show you obviously that we haven't taken anything out from the toolbar at the top, so you can still open up your loan profiles, you can still attach or look at any loan assessments that you've done currently. Your tools, as I said before, will give you a bit more scope to change your lenders if you've added something correctly or you want to change before you lodge. Your timer will always be in there as well if you want to restart a timer or start a new one for whatever reason. And obviously you've still got your mailing options as well, so you can email your clients, and again that will be stored in the log as an email once you do create a new email. And again, it will be saved in the customer history record of their customer section as well. So we haven't changed too much in terms of what you can do before. We've just added a better process with the workflow. So that's pretty much the workflow today. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to get back to me today. If anything wasn't clear, I'm happy to give you a bit of a go through again as to what things will happen, but we are still in the testing phase, so we're trying to iron out a few little things, but otherwise it will be good to go, and I think you'll all be happy with the functionality. So I hope I haven't scared too many people today with how it's going to look and feel. Thank you very much for attending on time and logging in and taking the time to have an involvement in the as a user member. So thank you again for today, and the recorded webinar will be sent out in due course for those who were not able to attend, and also if anyone that you know may want to view it. So thank you very much, and we will speak to you soon. Thank you.